Hi, I'm Kirly-sue and welcome to Kirly-sue's Kitchen. Today I'm back with another, 5 recipes for you. It's 5 recipes for vegan beginners. So if you're new to cooking vegan food and you want some recipes that are quick, easy, tasty, and not too much of a challenge to make in the kitchen, this is the video for you. So I have 5 recipes and I think you're gonna really like these ones. All the links to the videos for the recipes are in the description box below, and I've also pinned them in the comments section below as well for you, so it's really super easy to find. So one is chickpea tofu. Now, lots of people, when they're thinking of vegan food, think of tofu. I'm not a great fan of tofu. However, I've learned that depending on how it's made, I love tofu. So I thought it would be good to show you how to make it. So recipe 1 is chickpea tofu. It's super easy to make. It's only 2 ingredients. To be honest, a child can make it. It's super easy. I thought I'd start with this one because when you make the chickpea tofu, that opens up kind of like a gateway to making tons of other recipes, and you're gonna love this. What I would remind you about chickpea, tofu in general, it doesn't have much of a flavor. You have to give it the flavor, so it's important to marinate the tofu. Also, if you're not keen on the texture, it's important to make it kind of a little bit crispy on the outside, which you can do with corn flour, or you can just bake it in the oven. Either way, some people like to stir fry it. Either way, it works out really well. So the second recipe for you is tofu balls with a sweet curry sauce. So if you've made the chickpea tofu, or if you haven't and you want to buy the tofu, that's perfectly fine as well. This is a great recipe. It's super easy to make. It's really tasty. And what I always say is, I'm giving you the recipe and showing you how to make it, but make it your own. So this is kind of a guide. I always think of a recipe as a guide, and then you can make it your own by adding in your favorite spices and herbs and seasonings that are to your taste. I'm going to give you one that will taste like a party in your mouth. So with this recipe, these are really nice, tasty, really easy to make, and the sauce is super delicious, really tasty. These can work well as a main course, so you can have the tofu balls with rice or some noodles or some steamed veg or roasted vegetables. Any of those is fine. But you can also make these and use them as a side dish. You can also put them onto skewers and make it kind of like a party, what was I saying? You can also put it onto skewers and make it like a party food, where, you know, finger food that you can use in like a buffet, that as well. Just make sure you make the tofu balls really tight when you make them and firm. And yeah, they're really versatile and they are really nutritious as well, because it has a burst of ingredients, because tofu tends to have protein in it and chickpea has protein in it, so this is good in terms of health wise. So yes, this is great. And if you make any of these recipes, please tag me on Instagram. Here is my Instagram, and also comment in the comment section below, what are your favorite recipes for vegan beginners? So that is our tofu balls with a sweet, sticky curry sauce. Recipe 3 is a bean curry. Now, everyone loves a curry, and beans are so super available most places in the world. You can use dried beans and soak them overnight, or cook them in a pressure cooker, or you can use tinned beans. Obviously, fresh is better. If you live somewhere and you've got fresh beans that you can pick them from the tree, even better. And just make sure they're well cooked and soft when you're making this. This recipe is super easy to make. It's really quick. It's also very budget friendly. So if you are sticking to a budget, which a lot of us are after COVID around the world, this is a great one as well. This is also good because you can make it and stick it in the fridge overnight. It's also good to accompany so many things. So you can make it as a filling for something. You can have it with accompany lots of things. So this is really great. And then if you kind of make it a little bit thinner, you can also make it into, it's almost like a soup, or a stew, I would say. But the bean curry, this is for you, and this is something super easy to make, great for beginners. And if you're not great at cooking, or you don't feel confident in the kitchen, these recipes are going to help you to feel more confident in the kitchen, because you will love making these and you will see how easy they are. Because sometimes we get in our own heads and think, oh, this is really difficult, I can't do it. And then when you go to do it, you think, actually, it wasn't that bad. So I would say this is one of those where you're going to think, actually, it wasn't that bad. So yes, bean curry. Recipe 4 is brown stew chunks. Now, if you go into Whole Food stores or health stores or stores that sell vegan or vegetarian food, you'll see these brown chunks that are dried. And as a child, I used to see them and think, what in the world do you do with these brown chunks? They kind of don't look super appetizing, but if you know how to cook them, they are really cheap to buy. They are really easy to cook. The main thing is to make sure you soften them or rehydrate them, so that you can soak them overnight before you start cooking it. Or I would recommend, if you want to do it quickly, pour boiling water over it and cover it and let it sit for about 10 minutes, and then that will transform them, that will rehydrate them really quickly, and then you can just drain them and then start making your brown stew chunks. This brown stew chunks recipe is one that I was inspired by my friend Chef Ricardo, who's a big YouTuber, and he makes brown stew chicken, which is a Jamaican recipe, because he's a Jamaican chef. And I kind of looked at that and I thought, actually, what's a really good vegan version of that? And I thought, actually, you can make brown stew chunks. So that's how I kind of came up with this recipe. So I really enjoyed making that brown stew chunks, and I thought, for this beginners one, this is really good, because this is really versatile as well in terms of what you can do. You can also use these and put them into a wrap with some salad, and you can use a little sweet chili sauce if you want to, or actually it's got enough gravy with it that it'll be fine in terms of a sauce. This is super delicious. This is one of my friend, I'm friends also with other chefs, the classy chef Natasha de Berg, and this is one of her favorites. So I included this one because it's one of your favorites, Natasha. This is a really great recipe, really easy to make, super tasty, bursting with flavors, party in your mouth, as they say. Definitely this one is a great one to make. And our final recipe today is a sweet one. It's raspberry oat bars. Now, with raspberry oat bars, this recipe, if I'm honest, it can work for breakfast, or it actually can work as a really nice healthy dessert as well. So raspberry oat bars are really great to make, but you can kind of switch this up. If you haven't got raspberries, you can find any kind of berries or soft fruit and use that to make these oat bars. They're actually super healthy. Now, if you're avoiding gluten and you're not really great with flour, this is just oats. So this is fine for people with those challenges. And it tastes nice, it looks nice, and you can present it really well. It's really good. And you can make a nice cashew cream to go with it as well. Or you can buy vegan cream in a lot of different stores these days as well. So this, I would say, is a great sweet recipe that is not loaded with processed sugar, is really healthy, and is really a good friendly recipe for those who are beginners when it comes to making vegan food. So if you're new to vegan food and this is your first kind of sweet thing that you're making, you've come to the right place. It's not difficult at all. Again, the recipe, click the link in the description below or in the pinned comment and you will see exactly how to make it. So that is 5 vegan recipes for beginners. I hope you enjoyed these. If you have any recipes that you think are great for beginners, comment in the comment section below and tell me what your favorites are. And if you make them, again, comment in the comment section below. That would be great to hear from you. Please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so you can see more recipe videos just like this. I'm going to be posting more often now. And yeah, all there is left now is to say, eat good, eat clean, eat blessed. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah, mwah, mwah. See you next time. Bye.